Yes.
Okay. So here we have two sentences. It says, write in Chinese is really difficult, and writing in Chinese is really difficult. Which of these sentences do you think is correct? What do you think?
The
The
second one.
first. Mm,
The first is correct?
The second one.
The second? Why? Why is the second correct?
I think the first.
The first. Why?
But that is in right in Chinese.
Okay. So the second sentence is the correct. Why? When we use a verb as the subject of our sentence, it needs to go with the ing form. En esta oración nuestro sujeto es writing in Chinese. ¿Ok? Entonces no pueden empezar una oración con un verbo en la forma base. ¿Ok? Generalmente nosotros empezamos nuestra oración con ing o si no con infinitivo. ¿Ok? To write. Pero en esta ocasión vamos a empezar nuestras oraciones con ing. ¿Ok? Remember that when the subject of our sentence is a verb, we need to write the verb with the ing, or we need to say the verb with the ing, not in the base form. Okay? So this is the first rule. Gerund, the subject of the sentence. Okay, so this is the subject of our sentence. Here we have some other examples. Reading before bed makes me fall asleep. As you can see, reading before bed is my subject. Makes my verb, and then we have the rest of the sentence. Living in an English-speaking country is my subject. That's why my verb is with the ing form. Helps my verb, and then we have the rest of the sentence. Okay, so remember that when you start your sentence with a verb, and this verb is the subject of the sentence, you need to write the verb with the ing form. Okay, can you give me an example? I want you to try to start your sentence with a verb. Think about a sentence and then I'm going to ask. Okay?
Chinese is really difficult. Is correct if we put is between writing and Chinese, or it's not gonna be writing.
Sorry, you are right.
It's really difficult.
Thank you, thank you. I didn't realize about that. Thank you. I'm going to change it. Now we have writing in Chinese. I didn't see it. Writing in Chinese. Okay, now you have here. Thank you. I didn't see it. So writing in Chinese is really difficult. Okay. Do you have your example? Maria Alejandra?
Yes, doing exercise is good for you.
Very good. Bruno?
Playing the guitar in the morning makes me feel happy.
Very good. Andrea?
Cooking with my mom is really funny.
Very good. Franco?
Playing with video games with my friends is so funny to me.
Very good. Okay, as you can see, when you start your sentence, you need to start with the ing form. Okay, so this is the first use of the ing form of the verb. Okay, let's go to the second. Here we have, I improve my English by practice every day. Okay, so is there anything that you would like to change in this sentence? Is there anything that you can change in this sentence?
Practice, it should be practicing every day.
Okay, why? Why do you think should be practicing?
Because it's something that you are constantly doing.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything else that you can change in this sentence? Or it's correct? Is the sentence correct? No idea? Okay, so this sentence is not correct. Okay, why? Because by is a preposition and we always use a verb with the ing form after a preposition. I improve my English by practicing every day. So when you have prepositions and a verb, remember always with ing. Okay? For example, gerunds after prepositions, it says. This is the second use of the ing form of the verb. Okay? Her experience in interviewing will be beneficial. As you can see, in is a preposition. Interview is a verb. So interviewing. Okay? Here we have another. He's bad at remembering appointments. At is a preposition and remember is a verb. Remembering appointments. Okay? I want you to, here we have some prepositions that you can use before a verb with the ing form. Okay, so I want you to try to think in an example of a sentence with prepositions and a verb with the ing form. Okay? Orlando, can we listen to your sentence?
Okay, you should rest before going to work.
Very good. Anybody else? What about you, Alison? Can you tell me your example?
Okay, I think right now. My father said study until improving your English.
My father says
Studying hard until improving my English.
okay, so you can say, my father says that I should study hard until improving my English. Okay, yes. Let's go with another person. Isabel, please.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm bad remembering my lines for my oral tests.
Okay, I am bad at remembering, right?
At remembering my lines for my oral tests.
Okay, thank you, very good. Andrea?
I'm bad at cooking foods like, I don't know, mariscos.
I couldn't understand because there is some noise in your house. So can you repeat your sentence, please? Or we're going to... Maybe you can write your sentence in the chat. Bruno? What is your sentence?
You can improve your English by watching movies.
Very good. Very good. Any other example? Okay, remember.
Now can I?
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
I'm bad at cooking food like mariscos.
Okay, so you can say I'm bad at cooking seafood, right? Okay, good. Very good. So remember, when you have prepositions, always use a verb with the ing form, okay? And here we have another situation in which we need to use a verb with the ing. Okay, it says, she suggested taking notes. He often avoids answering his phone. What do you think is the rule here? ¿Cuál podría ser la regla? La anterior era gerunds after prepositions or gerunds as the subject of the sentence. What about here? What could be the rule here? Gerunds, what? What do you think? What is this? Suggested and avoids. What are these? These two words. What is this? Verbs, right? These are verbs. So remember that when we have two verbs in a sentence, the second verbs needs to be in the ing form or in the infinitive form with to, okay? For example, need. I need to go to the doctor, okay? Need is a verb that we need to follow with to if we are saying a sentence with two verbs, okay? In this case, we are going to talk about the verbs that are followed by ing form. For example, these are two verbs that needs to be followed with ing, suggest and avoid. So when you use these two verbs, you always need to write the next verb in the ing form. Okay, remember that this is when you are using two verbs in the same sentence, one after another. Okay, so gerunds after certain verbs. Okay, not all the verbs need to be followed with the ing, but some of them. And here we have, it says, the ing noun or gerund can be direct objects of certain verbs. Okay, as you can see in this situation, the ing form is the object of this verb. Some verbs that are followed by gerunds are the following. So here we have the verbs that are followed by gerunds. Okay, I want you to think in your example. Remember, you need two verbs in your sentence, and the second verb needs to be in the ing form. Okay, think about this, think in your example, and then we are going to listen to them. One example. Andrea, can you read yours? Can you tell me your
Yes,
example?
I love traveling around the world.
Okay, I love traveling around the world. Maria Alejandra?
I start watching series in English.
Okay, very good. Anybody else? Any other example? What about you, Bruno?
I won't let you go to the party if it involves drinking. Is that good?
Okay, very good. Anybody else? And you, Franco?
And I forget doing my homework.
Very good. Okay, so remember, when we have these verbs, we need to follow them by the ing form of the verb. Okay, if we have two verbs in the same sentence. Let's go to the next rule.
One
It says,
question. The first verb can be in past.
all the
or-
verbs can be in the past or in the future or in the past perfect, in any tense, okay? Okay, so here we have, I read an interesting book. The barking dog was annoying. What do you think is the rule here? I read an interesting book and the barking dog was annoying.
Articles.
Articles, right? So we have an indefinite article, and we have a definite article, right? So It says adjectives are sometimes formed by using ing. For example, this one, interesting or boring. Some articles are formed by the ing form of the verb, right? And they can follow an article. For example, here, an interesting, a boring movie, okay? Gerunds after articles. And when we have the, and when we want to say a verb after the, we need the ing form of the verb too, okay? Let's see here. Then we have the gerunds after possessive. For example, your, my, his, her, our, okay? All these possessive adjectives. For example, here it says, your leaving was a wise decision, okay? And the whole neighborhood heard their fighting last night. Okay, so when we have possessives, don't forget that you need to use the ing form of the verb. I want you to think in an example with possessives, okay? Could be any possessive. My, I'm going to write here. My, your, any possessive. My, your, his, her, our, their. Okay, so use any of these possessive with the ing form of the verb. Okay? If you have your example, you can raise your hand. Okay, here we have Maria Alejandra.
My speaking isn't good.
Okay, yes, my speaking isn't good. Andrea.
Her singing is so good.
Her singing is so good. Yes. Anything else that you can say about this? Any other example? No? No ideas? What about you, Andrea Salazar? Can you give me an example?
I appreciate your helping me.
You're
Helping me.
okay, but in this case, you sería you are helping me. You are helping me. Tú me estás ayudando. ¿Cierto? Aquí no sería your. Okay. Any other idea? Let's check the examples that you have here in your book, okay? It says use of the ing form. It says, look at the sentences in 1 to 4 in the listening 2A and underline the ing forms. Okay, so in 2A it says. Here we have the sentences. So here we have the ing form. For example, in this situation, what is the rule that we are following in this situation? In the first one, the first sentence. ¿Cuál de las reglas que mencionamos podría ser? What do you think?
Gerund after a verb.
Yes.
Yes, gerund after certain verbs, right? For example, hate is one of the verbs that can be followed with the ing form. What about the second sentence? Gerund. What do you think?
After a preposition.
Very good. Gerund after a preposition. What about the number 3?
The subject.
The subject, is this the subject of the sentence? Gerund after
Article.
Possessive.
possessive,
Possessive.
right? And what about the last one?
Subject.
Gerund as the subject of the sentence, right? Very good. So we are going to use all these sentences as examples in the grammar panel, okay? So here we have. We use the ing form as the subject of the sentence. So what is the sentence that we need to write here? Sentence number
4.
4, right? Writing is really difficult. So you need to write here, writing is really difficult. Number 2, it says, after a preposition, when a verb follows a preposition, it is always in the ing form. So what is the examples that we need to write here?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2, I find it very good for organizing things. It says, note, if some prepositions, in some prepositions or phrasal verbs, to is used as a preposition. For example, get used to and look forward to. Okay. Entonces, después de estas dos expressions or phrasal verbs, we need to use an ing form of the verb. Okay. Como ya lo habíamos visto, ¿cierto? Get used to siempre debe ir seguido con ing. And look forward to también. Okay. For example, I am looking forward to using it again. Okay, so to en estas dos situaciones es utilizado como una preposición. Number 3, after certain verbs, as avoid, consider, enjoy, hate, imagine, like, love, practice. What is the example that we need here?
Number 1.
Number 1, I hate making mistakes. I hate making mistakes. After an article or my, your, his, etc. This is example number
3.
3. My speaking is really good. And also we need to use, or we can use the ing form, the gerund, for warnings, okay? On warning notice. For example, no smoking, no swearing, no swimming, okay? For warnings. Okay, so these are the different ways in which we need to use the ing form of the verb. Is there any question about this? Any doubts? Okay, let's practice a little bit on grammar, page 143, in the grammar reference, 143. Exercise 4.3. Find and correct one mistake in each sentence. One sentence is already correct. So I want you to correct the mistakes and then we are going to check, okay? Ok, recuerde que podemos utilizar también I am used to. Recuerda que avanzamos la anterior vez. I get used to and I am used to. Okay? But this is not the mistake. I am not used to is not a mistake. Bruno, how can you correct this?
I'm not used to staying up late at night.
Yes, this is a mistake, right? Staying. Okay, remember that we don't use stay after I am used to. Ok, no utilizamos un verbo en la forma base, sino un verbo con ing. Eso lo avanzamos la anterior lección, ¿cierto? I am used to staying up late at night. Let's go with number 2. Alison, please. How can you correct number 2?
Okay, I don't know anything about fixing cars.
Fixing car. What is the rule here, Allison? What is the rule that we are following?
Preposition before gerund.
Yes, we use gerund after prepositions, right? Thank you. Let's go with Orlando, please. Number 3.
I think number 3 is correct.
Number 3 is correct, so we don't need to correct this one, right? Why do
Yes.
you think it's correct? Why is the sentence correct?
Because before the verb cooking, that's are like a possessive.
Very good. This is a possessive, right? So we need to use the ing form after a possessive. Could be a possessive like my, your, his, she, his, her, or could be this kind of possessive with apostrophe is, right? Thank you. Let's go to the next one, please. Andrea Salazar, please, number 4.
I have the 5 and 6 teacher.
You don't have number 4?
Yes.
Alejandra, what do you think? Do you have number 4?
Yes, I am really looking forward to seeing my friends tonight
Okay, why do you change looking?
because we have the really and really there is a because we have really.
Not exactly. Carlos, do you think this sentence is correct? I am really looking forward to seeing my friends tonight. Carlos?
Yes, I agree.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Teacher. I
Yes?
know. Yes, it's forward forwarding because we can have two verbs in a sentence.
No.
Oh.
No, we cannot say for one thing. Anybody else who can? Franco?
It's forward to see because forward we can put the gerund.
No. Anybody who can explain this sentence, number 4? Anybody? What is the correct form and why? What do you think, Orlando? What did you write here in number 4?
I don't know, teacher.
You don't know. Bruno, what about you?
I write the same. I'm really looking forward.
Okay, but
I
why? I want to know why. Why do you think this is the correct way?
I can't explain it.
Because of the verb to be here, we are using a present continuous form of the verb, right? Looking forward. I am looking forward. Okay, we cannot say I am really look forward, right? I am really looking forward because it's the present continuous of the verb.
Teacher, it's also after a preposition.
What is the preposition?
Forward.
To. En este caso sería to.
For to.
To seeing sería to en este es una phrasal verb. Ok, look forward to. ¿Recuerdan qué significa look forward to? Do you remember what is the meaning of look forward to? Esperar algo con
Espero.
ansias. ¿Cierto? Entonces, en este phrasal verb, to es utilizado como una preposición. ¿Ok? Lo demás de la oración está bien porque tenemos el ing here. Lo que estaba incorrecto era look. ¿Por qué? Porque aquí tenemos un verbo to be y necesitamos poner looking para que sea una oración en el presente continuo. Si acá no hubiese el verbo to be, Sí, podría ser look. I really look forward to. Ok, pero aquí tenemos un verbo to be. Let's go with number 5. Isabel, please.
I'm not very good at remembering names.
Okay, why did you write this?
Is preposition before gerund?
Very
I
good.
think.
Mhm. I am not very good at remembering. Right, and the preposition here is at. Let's go with the last one, please. Who is missing here? Carlos.
Yeah, no eating in the theater.
What is this, Carlos? Why do we write no eating?
Because it's a warning.
Very good. It's a warning, right? Okay, good. Good job. Let's go back. Let's go back to the page 45.